Hello all, welcome along to this video walkthrough of our 2005 BK Hallmark. It's a 32 by 12 two bed. It's priced at 7,965. It's got single glazing, although we could fit double glaze into this one for an additional, probably around about £1,500 as a bit of a guess. That's always an option for anything. The price includes the gas, water, electric testing that we do. We give a 3-month warranty. We do free delivery within 100 miles to the nearest point, where we can do sighting as well. And we'll get an access check to make sure that the caravan's going to fit you when you want it to go. So all that is included in the price you see in the window, and checking everything over to make sure it's a nice, dry, decent caravan. So if you just want to join me here, I'm just going to have a quick look around, show you the condition and the layout and things, just so that you know what we're talking about. So here in the living room area, you can see we've got this fitted seating area to my left in the front door side corner, and then we've got one over on the right side as well. That's not the dining area. We've then got a second or third really area over behind me just here. All the upholstery is matching, and to be honest, it's all pretty good for the age of the caravan. There's no bad rip stains or marks or anything like that on it. You can see in the carpet here, they've definitely had a rug there, so that's probably the original dark green carpet, and then the rug has kept that original, and then the rest of it's kind of been sun stained a bit. To be honest, if you can get past that, then there's not really anything wrong with the carpet. It's just obviously quite discoloured in place there, but we could always change that if you wanted us to do that. Over in the corner, we've got a gas fire, and then we've got storage to the sides there, cupboard storage plus TV area, things like that. But the layout in the front here, quite spacious. The dining table is freestanding. It does have some paint peeling away on the legs, as you can see. That's pretty common with these tables. We get it with the bed legs as well. It's the kind of, I don't know what they call that, the way they paint those, powder coated or something or other, but that tends to crack over time and start to go, so that is quite a common thing. We've got curtains around all the windows. We've got some blinds on a couple of the windows. I think not the front window by the looks of it, just a couple of the side windows. But all in all, it's decent enough space in here, 3212, so it's obviously a shorter caravan, so it's not going to be as big as some of the bigger ones, but a decent enough space up the front here with the fitted seating. Coming through from there, we've got through into our kitchen. So it's sort of open plan, but to be honest, it's cut back behind this wall, and whilst there's no door there, it does feel pretty separate, as you can see as I kind of walk through into it. So whilst it's not closed off by a door, it is sort of closed off really from the living area. We've got some decent cupboard space. You can see we've got a freestanding fridge freezer there in the corner. We've got a gas oven there that runs off LPG, and then we've got our sink. Decent enough cupboard space. You've got a blind on the window there, just to look at these doors and check for any delamination. They tend to feel okay, actually. There's a little bit there on the one by the grill where it's a bit hotter. That's fairly standard. But there's no bad ones sort of falling away, peeling off, doing really badly. So that's a positive to have with a 20-year-old caravan, of course. We've got vinyl through this kitchen area, and then as we go through the hallway, it's nice to have a door there separating everything off. We've then got back onto our carpet, same as the living area really. You can see probably had some kind of rug or something down here, which has just kept the original colour, which just means you've got some sun fading. But really, in terms of condition, there's not really much wrong with it. The main bedroom at the back, this has got a different carpet in here. Again, not really sure if this is original or the other one's original, but who cares. But we've got carpet in here, got a decent sized bed. You've also got space either side of the bedside units there to actually have a bigger bed if you wanted to. As you can see, big gap down the side there. But as it is, it's a decent sized bed anyway, a 4'3" or 4'6", one of the two. We've got a good storage space here, wardrobe space on one side, wardrobes on the other. I can see, just looking at the fronts, these look like maybe, yeah, so they're lifting off the front. It feels like the edges on the doors are okay, but actually it's the as you can see, the edges are alright-ish. They're starting to go, but it's the fronts of them that, if you can see a bit, they go a bit soft on the front there. They get a bit lifting off the wood. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not trying to show that as I can, but as it is, they're not falling apart, but just obviously starting to delaminate. And again, just quite a common thing with caravans really. We get that in most of them at some point or other. We've got a window on both sides of the caravan, of this main bedroom, sorry, which is nice because it always lets in a lot of natural light. As you can see, we've got that window over there with a bit of chest of drawers space, and then we've got the one here on my right next to the mirror and vanity table. Decent enough size 32 by 12 bedroom, to be fair. Sometimes a bit smaller, but because it goes right across the back of the caravan, we've got quite good space in there. Coming over here then, we've got our twin room. So this is currently set up as a second double. The bed bases are just 2 singles, I believe. Yep, so they can just be turned back into 2 single beds if you wanted to. But as it is, the previous owners have had it as a double with the bedside table to the side rather than in the middle. But you could do what you wanted to. Got storage over the top of the bed, and then we've got a wardrobe unit, which was a wardrobe unit, which has now been turned into more of a shelving area, but we could change that back obviously just by taking the racking out if you prefer. But fairly self-explanatory there with the beds in there and mirror on the wall just as you enter in. All fairly self-explanatory. So we've got 2 exterior doors. So one was in the living area, and then we've got one here in the hallway area. Over here by the exterior door, we've got a toilet. So toilet and sink in this toilet room here with the vinyl flooring. And then if we come out of there and go back across the hallway, we've then got our shower. So in here we've got our shower and sink in here. So again, vinyl flooring on there. Decent enough size shower. It's obviously it's a 20-year-old Caravan, so they tend to go with these pivoting doors here. Sorry about that. But so they're smaller doors compared to a more modern Caravan. But the enclosure's all right. You can see it goes back a good sort of 2 foot or so into the corner there. Where the door is, so it's a decent enough size enclosure. Bit more of a lip on the bottom, again in comparison to some that would be a bit smaller, but it's a decent enough size enclosure for what it needs to be. That's the inside of the Hallmark. Just looking, actually, the doors going a bit on the front of there. So seems to be more of the fronts that are starting to come away from the wood rather than the edges themselves. But again, that's just part and parcel of a second-hand Caravan, really, of this sort of age. It happens on younger ones, to be fair, as well. If you looked at any of the videos, you'll see fairly common theme. But that's the inside of the Hallmark. I'm going to jump outside now and I'll show you the exterior. Outside the Hallmark, then you can see we've got a bit of a bay window off the front there. Really big windows there for lots of natural light coming in. No real issues around the front of the Caravan panel wise. Coming down the offside here, as we would call it, the non-door side, you have got a bit of a scrape to the panel, as you can see there. I don't tend to point out really small lumps and bumps as it's a second-hand Caravan, but anything sort of quite significant I tend to. Got a bit more damage at the top there, as you can see, just where something sort of square shaped has just pushed into the panel a little bit. It's just cosmetic, so it's around the back of the Caravan and on the offside there. Looking down the door side, it's a bit more tidy, to be honest. Not much wrong down the door side, so it tends just on the back there, and on the offside a bit more of a mark. Looking at the chassis, it's a standard painted chassis, so it's got some surface rust there as it's 20 years old, but perfectly solid. No real issues with it being rusty or anything like that, or any holes in it, so that's good to see. So that has been our BK Hallmark. It's a 2005 model. It's 32 by 12 2-bed. It's priced at 7,965. Includes all those bits I said at the beginning with the testing, the delivery and the warranty. If you've got any questions, please drop us a comment or pop along to see us. Give us a phone call, an email, something like that. Hopefully we'll see you soon.